All right, here we go. There she is. Hey, Isabel, how are
Hi,
you?
good. How about you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining. We had to move the time today because we can't do this without you. Hi,
Thank
Les. How
you.
are you? All right, so we'll just wait for a couple more people to join, unless Les has a question that he wants to ask. Because you're all by yourself right now, Les. You can ask us anything you want. Crickets. So how's your week going anyway, Isabel?
It's going well.
Good.
How about you?
Yeah, no complaints. No complaints. No.
No, no, what?
He has no questions. He knows everything.
He does. Les is a pro.
Yeah. We're on to you, Les. We know. Yep. So anyway, while we wait for more people to join, Um, the rollout for the syndication with Home Away and Verbo has gone very well. A lot of people have now successfully uploaded, and we have a lot of happy campers. So good news on that front, and a lot of happy campers. Um, Other than that, not a whole lot new that's happened in this past week. Um, Things are pretty stable. Everybody seems pretty good. We're waiting for more people. I wonder if I wonder if people got confused because we changed the time.
I think maybe.
Yeah, except for Les. So, do you have any words of wisdom for us, Les? Oh, here we go. Owen joined. Hi, Owen. We're just giving Les a hard time. It's good you joined. So, do you have any questions for us? Comments, words of wisdom, sayings
I
for the
think
day?
Owen does. Owen in his historic property scanning. I think he has lots of wisdom to share. Maybe he would like to be a MOUG live guest to talk about historic properties. Yes,
Oh,
Owen?
oh yeah. Okay, Owen, we're gonna hit you up. That's a great idea, Isabel, actually. Oh, hey, Paul. How are you? Here we go. We got more people joining. Hi, James. We're here ready and waiting if anybody has any questions. We were just talking about the Home Away Verbo syndication. Seems to be going really well. We've got a lot of happy people that have uploaded, and yeah, it's going well. How
What
do I?
is what is code 11?
So typically code 11 meant that there was something wrong with one of your scans or with the manifest. Typically it's something wrong with one of the scans. If that happens, you need to contact support. We can help you manually upload and figure out which scan is the offending one. Recently, I've seen a few more of these crop up where actually there's nothing wrong. It's just that your upload got stuck. So actually what you can do before you contact us is you can log out of the Capture app, force close it, turn off your iPad, wait 30 seconds, turn it back on, open up Capture, log back in, and see if you can re-upload it then. If it complains that there have been no changes, make a copy and upload the copy. Sometimes that'll unstick the stuck upload, but if not, contact support will help you out.
So
Hey,
is there
Teddy.
any more conclusion on what is causing
Yeah,
this?
so right now we have a few known issues. We have uploads that just get stuck at 0%. We have some uploads that are extremely slow, and we have some that are just crashing with error code. If you get error code 10, typically that means that you're trying to upload to an account that's a new plan that either doesn't have enough room, you've maxed out in the number of active models, or you're trying to upload a model that's been scanned using at least one non-spherical camera scan, and you're trying to upload that to a starter or a free account, which you can't do. So watch out for that. Yesterday there was some movement on the engineering part where they've they've figured out sort of what's going on. So hopefully we'll have a fix in the near future, and these upload issues will go away. So stay tuned. I don't have any news for you on that yet, but hopefully we're getting closer. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Joshko.
Paul has a question about PwC. What does that mean?
That's the company that we are, that I think they announced that they're using Matterport for for AR. I'm not sure though. I don't know really much about that company, Paul. I'm sorry. Do you? Oh, well, I guess not, since you didn't know. Okay, that was a dumb question. So yeah, sorry, Paul. We don't know anything about it. Oh, hi, Jack. Nice to see you joining us.
Jack got some socks from Google.
Jack got socks from Google?
Yes, for achieving a high level as a Google local guide for uploading lots to Google Street View.
Jack, we need to see your socks. You need to share them with us. You need to send one to Isabel, and you need to send one to me.
I think Chris Pacheco also got socks.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah. All right, any other questions?
Oh, there was some issues about matter tags that people were reporting, that when the models are shared, the matter tags don't show up.
Yeah. So I did see that this morning. Somebody said that if you change the color of the matter tag, it seems to fix that. What I did was I changed it to Showcase 2, went into Workshop, published, and came out, turned it back to Showcase 3, and the problem was resolved. So I don't know which of those steps fixed it, but you can try changing it from Showcase 2 to Showcase 3. But yeah, I was able to fix it on one of these spaces. If it keeps happening, if you can write into support, we'd love to start gathering examples so we can send that to engineering as well, because they do need to see that. They are trying to fix as many of the bugs as possible before the September 1st deadline. So yep, write into us. We'd love to know all about that.
Les has a question about Showcase 3. Is it necessary to turn on tours and highlights every time he goes to build a reel?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you want to see the button to play the highlight reel, then you should turn that on. Yeah, it's
is it, I guess he's asking, can it be done by default, or does it have to be done every time?
Oh, so yeah, I'm not sure, but for the most part, I think it gets turned on by default. Isn't that right, Isabel?
I don't know. I don't build a lot of highlight reels.
Yeah, I don't know. I can find out for you, but if it's not turned on, all you need to do is go into edit mode, and on the bottom right, there's the 3 little dots. Click on that, go to advanced, and you can turn it on there. But every highlight reel that I've created, it gets turned on automatically. So, but I'll find out what the rule is, and I'll let you guys know.
So Paul wants to know if an AR is an opportunity for service providers, or are they going directly to clients? I think that's a good question. Matterport directly has not done a lot of AR, but I think, are we still planning to have Paulo as a guest?
Yes. Yes.
So Paulo is an amazing developer of AR apps, and he, as a service provider, he scans and then he incorporates some AR elements for his clients. So I think, Paul, you'll be really interested in what he has to say.
Yeah, we're trying to get him on. The issue is that he needs to show some slides, and so we're trying to figure out how to get that done.
How's that going to be done?
Adam is working on that.
Oh, all right. If Adam's working on it, then
we'll definitely get it if Adam's working on it, because Adam's the best. Yeah, and Adam's over here making rude gestures to me. No, just kidding. All right, so Frank asks, I would like to see a way to select where the 360 photos are placed in the mesh for clicking on. So placement of 360 views is possible. What you should do is I usually go to floor plan view, select the floor that I want the 360 view to be associated with, and then you can just go into edit mode and click on it and move it around. It will always link to a scan point, and then the intersection of where the 360 view is and the scan point is on that wall is where the little green puck and the blue puck will appear. Oh, Roran says, if a third party wants to duplicate 1,000 or more scans and transfer to our account for our client, would there be an easy way to do this? I assume you're talking about not scans, but spaces. So yeah, actually I wrote a program that will copy multiple spaces. 1,000 will take a while, but certainly that's doable. Just contact support, ask us to do that. We'd be happy to do it.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I've always done it manually, and it's a little tedious, right? Send, accept, send, accept.
Yeah, I mean, support can copy any space for you. It's a lot quicker than re-uploading it, and it copies all the work you did in workshop. So it's just better than if you want to copy, just contact us.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, see what other questions do we have.
So Frank still has questions about the 360s. The 360 click icon is on its side and not flat on the mesh. I am not sure what that means, but it is somewhat hard to control when you're doing 360 placements on. So Frank, it needs to connect to the nearest 3D scan. And so if there are no convenient 3D scans near the location you choose, it may be connected to not desirable locations. So you may have to retry and see if it's better attached.
Yeah, so when you're scanning, if you know that you're going to want to attach a 360 view sort of right outside the wall where you're at, do a scan right by where you want it to attach to the wall so it can attach easier. So yeah, a little bit of sort of thinking forward as to what you want to eventually do and where you want to place your 360 views helps while you're scanning.
But Frank has a good point. It would be handy to be able to say that, hey, this is the scan I want to attach it to.
You're correct.
Instead of moving
right.
it and placing it, because there's a little bit of trial and error.
And it has to be the nearest one too. So if you want to attach it to one that's a little bit further, but there's a closer one, and it always attaches to that one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hear you.
Oh, going back a bit, less with like matter tag icons, and I would too. Yes. I am doing a kind of art exhibition, and they wanted to know if it's possible to have different icons for different art types, or have different icons for the store versus the art. And you know, I'm just using many different colors, but then they're complaining like, how will viewers know what the colors mean? So it would be handy.
Yeah. And we have heard that, and that's definitely been a feature request that I believe is like the most, apart from horizontal trim.
Vertical trim, yes.
Yeah, the most requested. So yeah.
And Frank has another popular request to blur the Matterport camera. To know what the Matterport camera knows what it looks like and make it disappear.
Yeah, we have that one too. We know. We've heard you. And the product team knows.
All right.
So somebody asked, is there any difference between taking 2D snapshots from a 3D scan or a 360 view? No, there should not be. Hi, Jorge. Nice to see you. Oh, and hi, Juan Pablo.
So when you're trying to place a 360 scan in a space with many different floors, if you go to the floor and place it, then will it stay on that floor, or will it perhaps be?
It should. If it doesn't, that's a bug. So what I do is I go to floor plan view and I select just the floor that I want it to be associated with, and then I place it. Yeah, so just go to floor plan view, select the floor, then place your 360 view. If it's already associated with a different floor, I delete it first, I remove it, then I go to floor plan view, select my floor, and then I drag it back in.
Oh, Frank is full of requests today. So the highlight reel, he would also like to select whether it should pan left or right or
Oh.
up or down. I think that is another really popular request.
Yes, that is a very popular request. And we know about that one as well. So thank you. Yeah. So you do, everybody should know the way panning works. Basically, if you're at a scan and the next thumbnail in the highlight reel is to the right of where you are, then it will pan to the right. If it's to the left of where you are, it'll pan to the left. That's how it works.
So Christoph from Germany would like to know, if I have a model with 1,000 plus scans, is it possible to, so yes, it is possible. If you have a very large building and you scan different floors separately or different parts of the floor separately, after you upload your 2 or 3 models, you can contact support and the D will make magic. She will join them together.
Okay,
So
but here's the caveat. If each one has more than 1,000 scans, that's not going to work. The most I've ever seen process without failing is 1,200 scans total. I mean, there is a limit as to the number of scans that you can have in a model. Sometimes it will fail at 900 scans. Sometimes it, like I said, it'll go to 1,200. It depends on 3 different things: the number of scans, the square footage in the actual model, and the amount of 3D data. So if you've got a lot of leaves, which has a lot of surface area, you've got a lot of stuff going on, then you'll get less scans. But it will fail. I'm working right now with somebody and we're trying to get this really big warehouse to work, and we've been deleting a bunch of scans and it just keeps crashing on us, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep trying until we get it. So
okay,
anyway.
so it's not 1,000 each, it's 1,000 total.
Oh, okay. We can try, and that may or may not work, but it's definitely worth a try. So yeah, contact support and I'll stitch those together for you.
The everlasting question. How do we prevent alignment errors on rails, on like balconies, stairs, window frames? It's very hard because, so the issue is your camera is rotating and it's taking pictures from different angles. And if you use your phone and you take pictures of the window from different angles, you'll see that in different pictures, the window frames are sometimes bigger when you're closer or they're thinner when you're farther away. And so that's the same as the Matterport camera. For every scan position, it is taking, because you're so close to the railing looks different from the different angles. So the software has a really hard time knowing exactly how big the rails and windowsills are. So the way to help the camera a little bit is to raise the camera so that it's farther away from the rails, or to back up a little so that it's the farther you are, the better chance you have. But in some environments, like when you have a really narrow balcony or corridor, sometimes it just will not turn out well. I tried 4 times once to rescan a balcony so that the rails were not broken up, and that was not successful.
Yeah.
So there are limitations.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, unfortunately it is. All right, so Dustin asks, any Verbo updates? Currently, Matterport tours appear in the 3rd photo. You are correct. So yes, the update is that many people have uploaded successfully to Home, Away, and Verbo. It seems to be working well. It is definitely the 3rd photo. I don't know why, but that's not something that Matterport controls. So If you're not happy with that, then you should contact HomeAway or Verbo and talk to them. I know that one person is in contact with them, talking to them about working on making it better. The ability to select which scans are uploaded and stuff like that, just more control and stuff. So I think that they are working out something, so that's good news.
Oleg wants to know if he wants the matter path of an outside of a building, what is the best strategy? It's probably best to stay kind of close to the building, because when there's a lot of sunlight outside, then it's harder for the camera to capture 3D data. And so you can help it when it's early in the morning or later in the evening. You can help it by staying close to the building, and to get the building's facade, you probably want all the way up. So you would need a taller tripod. Matterport specs say that the camera's maximum distance it covers is about 15 feet. And so if the facade is 40 feet, then your tripod would need to bring the camera up to 25 feet.
Yep. John Hubbard sells a tripod that goes higher.
Is it in stock now?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
it is.
All right.
Yeah. So you can go to his website, which is www.gibbetmount.com, I believe. It's also, you can check on the Matterport Help Center website. If you search under tripod, I believe it's listed there. If you are scanning outside and you want to get an OBJ for the facade, you might consider using a BLK camera as well. All right, I saw another question go by.
Oh, here's an interesting question. And so when you start scanning, does it matter which way the camera is facing? Or does it capture the same information regardless of where it starts?
Right. So I've heard rumors that some people say that you can start it on a certain direction and it will always start in that direction. I've heard all kinds of stuff, but tests that we did, it doesn't matter which way your camera's pointing when it starts. However, if there's an important element in that scan, like if you're in the front of a house, you'll probably want to start facing the house, because it's going to take a series of snapshots at 6 different locations, so it's 60 degrees, and you don't want the two where the 60 degrees meet, where they have to stitch the two images together. You don't want that to be smack dead in the center of the house, right? You want the center of the house to be in the center of one of those 6 stops. So if you rotate it and sort of, if there's definitely something of interest that you want and is important, make sure you're facing that when you start.
That is a really good point. So maybe I'll try that on railings to see if starting facing the railing will make it look more consistent, or at least so that I can have a more consistent snapshot.
Yep. I noticed that Paul says, I noticed that the text is white on the photo reel now. It used to be black with white. The new situation is bad to read. Can it be changed? I will make a feature request for you, Paul. If you can DM me that and remind me, I will do that. Can we add 8 stops? 8 stops as in 8 different stops to take pictures when you're scanning. I'm happy to add that as a feature request, but I don't think the likelihood of that happening is high.
What about exporting 360 images in higher resolution?
All right. This is a request that we hear quite often. It's something that product is aware of. I know that Keith has been working on it, but right now it's not possible.
So why is it possible to export at higher resolution to Google Street View than we can download? Is it possible to at least download the Google Street View level?
Oh, yes. So you can do that. So you can upload your images to Google Street View. It then becomes an 8K image, 360 pano, and then you can just download them from Google. It's an extra step, but it's certainly doable.
But that involves paying another $15.
Yes. You're welcome, Paul. uh, you're welcome, Raul. I'm glad I could teach you something.
So what did you teach him? Can you tell the rest of us?
I think he's talking about linking, using the U key. So, so sometimes when you stitch two spaces and you have like a main house and a cottage, there's no way to actually walk from the main house to the cottage. They're actually stitched into one space, but there's no stitches, no scans within line of sight. So what I do is I position myself in the main house, looking at where I want to end up. When I go to the main house, I hit the U key to get a URL that brings me to that exact spot, looking in that exact angle. And I do that in the guest house as well. And then I add a matter tag to the main house that says, check out the guest house. And inside there, I link, I'll say, click here, and I'll highlight click here, add a link, and I'll add the link of the location inside the guest house where I've hit the U key, gotten that link, I put that in there. And I do reverse inside the guest house. I add a matter tag that links to the location inside the main house. And so then you can just hop back and forth between the two buildings through the matter tags. It is documented in our help center. If you search on connect, it will come up with connect two spaces with deep links or something like that. But basically it's the deep link concept where you press the, if you're in Showcase and you press the U key, it's just the lowercase u, the letter U, you will get a long URL, which is the exact location within that scan, within that space that you're at, looking in exactly the same location that you're looking at. So, yep. Oh, Andre wants to send something to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andre, Dee likes chocolate. It is okay to send her chocolate.
I will send you our address. No problem.
Here's a good question that's come up really often. So when you're scanning a place with really bright floors, sometimes the pucks, the circles, are not visible. So are there plans in the future to allow changing colors to make them more or less visible?
Right. So that is definitely a future request that we have. I can't tell you whether it's going to happen or not, but it's definitely something that product is aware of.
Awesome.
And highlight the text. You're right, Raul. You highlight the text that you want to create the link for.
Oh, Les wants to know, are there further firmware updates coming for the Pro 2 camera?
Not at this time. Nothing to announce. So, yep.
What about the Pro 3 camera?
Nothing to announce. All right, so we've hit the 10:30 mark right now. I guess this is a good time to end this session. Sorry, everybody who missed us because we did change the time. That was her fault.
Oh, sorry. It is my fault.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We can't do this without Isabel, like I said, every time. So no problem. Next week
we'll return to the original time next week.
Yes. So next week, same day, same time, Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific time. Again, thank you, Isabel, for everything you do for the community, not just during this half hour, but throughout the week, answering all the questions and just, you know, being there for everyone. I know so many people depend on you and appreciate you. So thank you. And again, thank you to Adam, who's sitting right here bugging me. All right. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you same time next week. Take up 1 hour earlier next week. All right, bye.
Bye.